Okay, good morning, math friends. Hopefully all of you are watching. That means all four of you, including Alex. But I'm afraid it's probably only going to be two of you, just Alana and Josh. So maybe you two will tell Bobby that he needs to watch these videos and do some work too. Okay, so yester class, last time we were together, we did order of operations with just numbers. Now I want to do order of operations with some expressions. So for all these problems, we're going to have a equals 2, b equals 3, and c equals -4, just to throw in a little negative just for fun. And so we're going to evaluate all these expressions here using a is 2, b is 3, c is 4. And we need to keep in mind the order of operations. So what I would recommend you doing is wherever you see an a, you're going to plug in a 2, b is 3, c is -4, and I put parentheses around them, just to kind of keep everything nice and clean and organized. So for a, we're going to put in 2, b is 3, and c is -4. And remember, when we are adding, we're just going to add left to right. And so that's the rule. So it's PEMDAS, p, parentheses, exponent, multiply, divide, add, subtract. But when you get down to add and subtract, you go left to right. You don't just do all the adds first and then all the subtracts second. So left to right, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus -4, which is really like 5 minus 4. And the answer is 1. Easy enough. So let's again do the same thing with, just change the order up here and put a subtraction sign in there. So we got -4 minus 2 plus 3. Now, if you didn't go left to right, and let's say you said, oh, I just want to do all the add pieces first, you'd get 2 plus 3 is 5, and then you do -4 minus 5, which would be -9. That's not the way to do this. We must do the order of operations left to right. And that actually came up a few times in the previous assignment that you did. Okay, so we're going to do the first two first and get that done, and then we'll do the second piece. So we have -4 minus 2. So -4 minus 2, of course, is just -6 plus 3. And -6 plus 3 is -3. So we're going to write -3 down here. And we can see that we got two different answers when we did the order differently, but this is the correct way. Left to right is the correct way. Must go left to right. Got to do it that way. Okay, so now we add in a little multiplication here. So we're going to do 3 times 2 minus 2 times 3. That should be easy enough, right? 3 times 2, of course, is 6. Do all the multiplies first, and then we'll do the subtraction. 2 times 3 is also 6, and of course 6 minus 6 is 0. Should have left a little more room. So hopefully you're finding this easy enough, and this is just all nice review for you. I thought I'd throw in a little exponent here, just for fun. So again, we're just going to put everything in parentheses where they belong. So the b is 3, so we're going to put a 3 here, squared, minus 5 times -4. Put that in parentheses. Oh, I really didn't leave enough room for that. Okay, so as we go through this, we need to make sure that we are doing order of operations. Start with parentheses, but that means inside the parentheses. But there's really nothing to do inside these parentheses. They're just numbers. So we move on to exponents. And here we have one exponent, so that means we're going to do 3 squared. It's a common mistake to do 2 times 3, which is 6, and then square that, but that's not the right way to do it. Square first. So, let's write it in a different color, and that way I'll try to keep it separate from the other thing. So we got 3 squared is 9, so we're going to write 2 times 9 minus 5 times -4. Okay, so now we're down to the multiply level, because we already did the exponents, and there was nothing to do with parentheses. Now we're going to do all the multiplying, then we'll do all the subtracting. So 2 times 9 is 18. I'm going to put that right up here. Should have made some more space here. 2 times 9 is 18. And we have 5 times -4 is -20. So we got minus -20. I'm going to put parentheses there just to keep it a little clean. And of course, subtracting a negative is like adding a positive, so 18 plus 20 is 38. So again, order of operations says we need to do the squaring first, then the multiplying, then the subtracting. So make sure you're doing the correct order. So of course I left myself plenty of room for this one. think you can probably see the red well enough. So again, we're just going to plug in the numbers. So we got parentheses 4, and I'm going to put parentheses here, 3, again, just to keep everything nice and clean and organized, plus 10 times negative 4. So now we have parentheses, and we can do some work inside the parentheses. And this says 4 times 3. So again, inside parentheses goes first. 4 times 3 is 12, so we do that step first. So we got 12 squared plus 10 times negative 4. And now we have, so we did parentheses, now we go on to exponents, P-E, PEMDAS, right, E for exponents. We do the squaring here, so 12 squared, of course, is 144, plus 10 times negative 4. And you may do this step right now if you wanted to, but I'm just trying to, again, keep it all nice and clean. So now we're on to the multiplication step. So 10 times negative 4 is, of course, negative 40. 144 plus negative 40. And adding a negative 40 is really the same as subtracting 40. So it's really 144 minus 40, or 104. And I think I have some more examples in the back. Yep, a couple more. And here I clearly should have left some more room, but we'll manage. Okay, so A is still 2, B is still 3, so we're just going to put the stuff in there. So this involves some parentheses where we have to do a little more work. So 2 times 3 plus 5 times, oh, sorry, A is actually 2. A is 2. B is 3. And again, the order of operations tells us we need to do the work inside the parentheses first. We look here, it's just a 2. There's nothing to do in there, but here there is. There's something to do, so we do it. So 3 minus 1 happens to be 2. So we get 2 times 2 plus 5 times 2. We do the rest of the work up here. And now we've done the parentheses. Now we move on to exponents. There aren't any. Now we move on to multiplying. Of course, 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. And we add them up, we get 14. And again, hopefully all this is review, and this is all coming right back, and it's nice and easy. So again, just plugging the numbers in. And I'm going to use some extra parentheses here because, you know, I like parentheses. So we're going to do 3, put that in parentheses, minus negative 4 in parentheses, and then we square that. And now we do the work inside the parentheses. So this says 3 minus negative 4. Remember, subtracting a negative is like adding a positive, so this is really like a 3 plus 4. So now what we really have is 7 squared, and of course 7 times 7 is 49, and we're done with that. Okay, and the last one, no parentheses involved in this one, but we got all 3 things being squared. So again, we're just going to do parentheses around everything. Sort of like keeping all the numbers safe, just like with, you know, with the COVID virus here. We need to keep everything nice and safe and separated, social distancing. So we're going to, right, there's nothing to do inside the parentheses, right, just numbers, nothing to do. Now we move on to exponents. So 2 squared, of course, is 4. So we got 4 times 4. 3 squared is 9. So we got 9 there. And this is a little tricky here. Negative 4 squared is 16, right? Negative 4 on negative times negative is positive. So we got 16. And then we're down to the multiplication phase of things. So we do 4 times 4, of course, is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. Minus 16, nothing to do there. And then again, order of operations tells us we need to go left to right, so we're going to. So 16 plus 18 is 34. Minus 16 is back to 18. And there's our order of operations with expressions. But that's just not quite enough information for the day, so we're going to do mean, median, mode, because that's nice and easy too. Okay, so we're going to use this set of numbers here. There's 9 numbers here. I was going to have a 10 there, but I decided to make it a 6. So just a quick refresher. Mean is the same as the average, and that means add up all the numbers, divide by the number of numbers. So in this case, we got 9 numbers. We're going to add up all 9, and then at the end, divide by 9. Median means put them all in order, then find the one in the middle. Unless there's 2, that's our second example. And remember, the mode is the number that appears most often. Okay, so why don't we do mode first because it's really the easiest. So we just take a look at our list of numbers here. We got 2, 11, 9, 4, 6, 8, 12, 3, 6. So we have 2 6s. That's the number that shows up most often. So mode is 6. Easy. And let's do median next. So a median means put them all in order and then find the number that's in the middle. So if we put them in order, we got 2, 3, 4, 6. Yep, another 6. And then I think the next thing is 8, 9, no 10, but we have an 11, and 12. I mean, that covers it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. That's the number we're supposed to have. So the number in the middle is actually going to be the 5th number from each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the number we need. Another way to do it, of course, is just cross out the small one and the biggest one. Smallest, biggest. Smallest, biggest. Keep doing that until you get to the middle. So the median is also 6. And lastly, we're going to add up all the numbers and we're going to divide by 9. So I'm going to do a little quick grouping here just to make our lives a little easier. So 11 plus 9, I know that's 20. And I know that 6 and 6 is 12, and 8, that's another 20. This is just trickery. I mean, you can obviously do this on your calculator. And then I got 12 and 3, that's 15. And that takes care of those guys right there. And the only thing that's left is the 4 and the 2, which of course makes 6. And so we add up all those. So 20 and 20 makes 40, and 15 makes 55, and 6 more makes 61. So now we got 61. And we need to divide 61 by 9. Again, you can do this with your calculator, but I'm going to do longhand just because I can. So 9 doesn't go into 6, but 9 goes into 61 6 times. 6 times 9 is 54. Just a little quick review of long division. 61 minus 54 is 7, of course. And we could do, we can make this into a fraction, 7/9, or we could do this, make a little decimal, and bring a 0 here. So 9 into 70 goes 7 times. And 7 times 9 is 63. And we have 7 again. We bring down another 0, and we have another 7. So this is going to be 6.7 repeating. And that is our mean. So our mean is 6.7 repeating, or we could also have 6 and 7/9. Okay, so one more example of that. We have this. So finding the average is fine, finding the mode is fine, but I just wanted to demonstrate here finding the median, because here we have 6 numbers, and that's an even number of numbers, and let's see what happens when we put them in order. So we're going to find the median right now. So we're going to put them in order. So we got 2, and we got 6, and we got 8, and then we got 10, 12, 14. 10, 12, 14. So if we try to find the number in the middle, cross off the 2 and the 14, the 6 and the 12, the 8 and the 10, and now we got no numbers left to be in the middle. So when that's the case, when we have no single number in the middle, and we have actually 2 numbers in the middle, these are our 2 middle numbers, we take the average of the 2 middle numbers. So of course, finding the average, of course, means just to add them up and divide by 2. So we got 10 plus 8 over 2, which is 18 over 2, which is 9. So the median is 9. So the rule here is if you have an even number of numbers, to find the average of the middle two. If you have an even number of numbers, find the average of the middle two. Okay, there it is. I'll have an assignment for you in just a moment. Put this up on Classroom. Stay safe and keep the social distance, but keep connected to your friends. It's good for you. So have a good weekend. I'll see you guys next week.